Yeah, it's cold out here, man. Kind of ready, bro.
We're good?
Yeah.
Alright, first and foremost, you want to say
Allah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Yep.
in double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone.
Yep.
In salutation to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth.
Yep.
We get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2.
This is Solomon 2.
Yeah.
2 and 1.
Yeah, second one too. Trying to see which way that is. Yeah, second two.
Fine.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, let's go 3 and 1.
Okay, Khan.
We'll go back to 2 and 3.
Khan. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery."
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
Read that again.
Khan. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. "But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai,
That's right.
and there shall no torment touch them."
That's right. That's why, you know what? All you scoffers or people on the other side, you look at us from the outside looking in, and in your head you're like, I would never want to do what they're doing, because in your mind, especially for you you higher ups, so-called higher ups, you know that if you're on this side, you believe if you're on this side, that torment would touch you. Because people who dress like this, they speak against the government, talk about black and white, or talk about Israel and talk about slavery. You don't want to be in company with those people. That's the outlook on us. So that's another barrier that stops people from coming into this truth, which is fine, because there's the Most High purposely sets up stumbling blocks for people that He doesn't want in this truth. And the Most High does work that way. You know, the Most High sometimes, I think you used to say this, but sometimes people will get judged just by making a mockery of a sign walking by. You'll see them look at the sign and go, "What the fuck?" They'll see our so-called Jesus Christ sign.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly, you know, those are the same people who get mad when they see, you know, I'm a Caesar Borgia, you know, with horns, but then they're the same people who tell you that it doesn't matter what color he is, you know? So it just goes to show you, why the hell are you mad if it doesn't matter what color he is and why we got horns? You gotta read the actual sign, man, you know, and not just, you know, make judgments right off of your own heart, man, because of what you've been taught. And mostly what you guys have been taught is, you know, false, man, and it's bullshit and it's lies, man, you know? So when you come out here and you just, you know, scoff, you know, just by how we look, you're actually scoffing at the Lord, and that's your judgment. That's your ass right there, man. You know, if you don't come back and repent, man. You know, because we all do go off, but, you know, there's some people who, you know, willingly go off, and there's some people who ignorantly go off, but they won't correct themselves, man, and not actually sit down and consider, man, you know, exactly, like, you know, like, you know, the decision that they made, was it right or was it wrong? You know, there's some people who just do shit and not even think about it, man. You know?
That's why it's gonna be funny. These last days, when all hell really breaks loose, everybody's gonna be looking to get into this.
Yeah.
Right now, no one's looking to get into this, because in their mind, this is going nowhere. You know, so in the sight of the unrighteous, it says it seems they die. So even when we're in the concentration camps, because all these people that are not in the concentration camp, they've taken the chips. So they see us going to concentration camp, they're like, well, these guys died for nothing. See, I told you shouldn't be hanging out with Emmanuel. He's preaching that shit, and now look at him. He's gonna die for nothing. And that's mostly gonna be you women. I mean, all you jakes, actually. Forget just women, but you jakes. You're 2/3. Because it's gonna be you who's gonna be saying, who's gonna be like, see, look at that, now look what happens to him. But little do you know, we're taken away from the misery to come.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, the scripture says that there's some that should be put to death, and some should not taste of death. So, if realistically you're a man of the Lord, okay, the chances of you dying is very high. You know, if you were a man of the Lord, because what happened when you read the scriptures? What happened to all of the apostles and the disciples, man? They were put to death. Why? Because of what they believed in. They believed in Yahushua, man. Yahushua, who you call Jesus Christ Himself, he was a prophet, right? Wasn't he put to death?
Yeah, that's it. That's
So
right.
if you're a man of the Lord, okay, like I said, your chances of being put to death is actually higher than these regular, I'm a Joes out here, man.
That's why it makes no sense when you church folks say that you expect to be living, like you expect to never die. You don't ever think about death. Death, you don't contemplate death the way the true men of the Lord do, because it's a real factor in this thing that we're doing. It's a real factor. But in the churches, you preach, all your preach is that prosperity doctrine. So how can you ever think about death?
About death, because you're living good.
Yeah, you're living so good. Your mind's constantly in the world of peace, mercy, and love. You're never thinking about death and destruction.
Yeah.
So obviously, even if you do think about death, it's probably once in a blue moon.
And it's not something that they meditate daily, because you gotta understand that as a man of the Lord, if you believe in the Lord, okay, Yahweh Hashem Shai, not Jesus Christ, but Yahweh Hashem Shai, okay, there's gonna be a lot of hell that's gonna come across your way, and and basically when you understand the scriptures, it tells you that in these last days, which we are in, okay, it's gonna be all hell. So how do you prepare yourself? You gotta dig deep into the scriptures, man.
That's right.
And when you dig deep into the scriptures, when you become one with the scriptures, you automatically, by default, you become against this world, because the scriptures is against this world, man.
It takes a part of your soul,
Come on.
your DNA, and all kinds of you're different from everybody.
Come on, doesn't the scripture says that that when you're given more wisdom, roughly paraphrasing, you become more sorrowful, man.
Yeah. Much wisdom comes much grief.
Come on. Exactly. Why? Because the wisdom that you get shows you how you're supposed to be living, and who's supposed to be in rulership, and how things are supposed to be in order, man.
Yeah, really.
Okay?
Yeah, really. Really, it's because of this kingdom. Because you see, these scriptures were written aforetime, because men saw what was going to happen, how wicked this kingdom was going to be.
Yeah.
So when you really think about it, it's only in this kingdom where when you gain more wisdom, it becomes more sorrowful.
Yeah.
It's because where we live.
God, exactly.
Like if we were in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, more wisdom wouldn't mean more sorrowful for us. Because it's a righteous kingdom.
Exactly.
There's nothing to unveil that we never knew before.
Exactly. It's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly. That's it. It's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Whereas here you got things going backwards, and you got people who understand it's supposed to be going forward, man.
Yeah.
So then therefore there's that resistance, and there's that I'm a tension in between one realm against the other, man. Because when you become when you come into this truth and you begin to understand Yahweh Shai, okay, you become more spiritual, man, rather than being carnal. But the majority of the people out here are what? Carnal.
Sure.
Right? So then there's that friction, man, okay? You guys can't, that's why the scripture says, can two and two, it says, I'm a can two out together except they agree.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly, man. Yeah. And it says right here, in the sight of the unwise, right, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for a misery, and their goings from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
See? And we really are, man. We really are. We are really in more peace than everybody that's on the other side of this, because we're on the other side of the table. Because even though you might have the guy who's living the nicest life out here on this side of the table, nicest suit, nicest clothing, that blessed job and that good house, but we're still in better peace than he is, because we know the truth. That man is in because listen, I'd rather have true peace than false peace, right? Because the scriptures say that they'll just say peace and safety, and then sudden destruction shall come upon them. But guess what? Your peace and safety wasn't foolproof in the beginning. That stuff, that the things of this world that people base their peace and mercy, or their peace upon is false. It's not congruent. It's not a foundation, a strong foundation. We base our peace off the wisdom and the truth of the Most High's word. Hence why you can't shake us. You can easily shake someone who invested his life or his peace, which is his money, who invested his peace in his money. You just take his money away from him. That's it. Now he has no more peace. But when you try to take peace away from a man who invested it in the scriptures, you can take this just like in the book of Eli. that man, that book had nothing written in it. But because the scriptures were in his heart, in his mind, he was still moving as if he was reading the book, word by word. The same thing's going to be with the men of the Lord, man. The true men of the Lord. You could take, because there's going to be a time we're not going to be out here anymore. And when we're not out here anymore, we're not going to be able to, the YouTube's going to be cut off. The videos won't be able to be made. There's going to be a famine of this word. But because of our diligent years of doing this work, these scriptures have become internal. So you can't take that away from us, man.
That's right. That's right. This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 2. Chapter 2, verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren. Has not Yahweh Hashem Shai chosen the poor of this world rich in faith?
Man, let me tell you something. You take a kid who comes from a rich place, good beginnings, you give him a scholarship to the league. That's cool. That's, you kind of almost. You give a poor kid who has nothing, and you give him a scholarship to the league. Which one do you think will hold on longer? It's that simple. The Most High, it makes sense for the Most High to choose the poor and the weak of this kingdom because they're gonna value rich. Because this is riches, man. They're gonna value the truth a lot better than people who are already. Like, you think Jay-Z and them are gonna value this truth? They couldn't come into this thing because they have too much to give up. If you're already poor, it's like, well, fuck, I'm already on the bottom.
Exactly.
You know?
It's because, you actually desire it more because you want to get the hell out of the ghetto. Why do you think a lot of these NBA players, when they made it to the, like when they made it to the league, these college players, right? A lot of them, their background stories were what? Pretty much living in the ghettos, single, moms, right? Their fathers left the house. So guess what? They gotta bust their they gotta bust their asses so then they can make it, man. So then they can pretty much save, their households and their families, man, and their moms, because of the situation that they're in. But then you got a lot of Canadian players who are not in the NBA. Why is that? Because they're comfortable.
Yeah, they live nice.
They don't have to fight for anything, man.
Yeah, when they play ball, you can tell someone who plays ball like he came from the hood. And someone who he came from a prep school.
Because they actually put it.
It's more zeal and passion.
Exactly, man. And that's why there's a lot more American NBA players because a lot of them are living in the ghettos.
Yeah. Jakes who come from the ghetto.
And there's a few, of course here in Canada, but not, as much as the ones in the States, man.
That's right.
And it says, has not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him?
That's right.
But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats?
Are not predominantly a predominant number of these Edomites rich? Do they not oppress us? Of course. And it's them that bring us to the judges, man.
And it says, do not they blaspheme that worthy name by that which ye are called?
Niggas, call them blacks, Negroes, whatever, Latino, Native.
Proverbs, man, the Bible is.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Going back here to Wisdom of Solomon, right? And it says, and their goings are far, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, verse 3. And their goings from us to be utter destruction, right? Why does it say utter destruction? Because you're going to get, some of the elect who are going to get their heads cut off, man. That's utter destruction. And that's why these people are going to look at us and be like, hey, because that's what the scripture says, in the eyes of the unwise it seems to die, but roughly paraphrasing, they're at peace, man. So that's why it says utter destruction, okay? And then it says, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Because the elect are the ones who are not going to die. Israelites in the kingdom are never going to die. Why? Because the wages of sin is what? Death. We're not going to sin in the kingdom, so therefore, there's no death, man. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, our hope is immortality. Immortality, you can't kill something that's immortal. It has mortal, if I'm not mistaken, going back to the word of being like carnal, having flesh. You can destroy flesh.
Yeah.
When someone doesn't have flesh, is it immortal? Death technically that word is synonymous to spiritual. Because the spirit isn't mortal.
It's that celestial body.
Exactly, it's
Yep.
a celestial body.
Body that cannot be broken down.
Exactly, the body that cannot be broken down. So when you look at our hope is not based on carnal things. Our hope is based off the spiritual.
Yeah.
It's the celestial things of this world, not the physical, not the terrestrial things. So you can't destroy that.
That's right. And it says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For
Again, that word a little chastisement, man. So
yeah.
you brothers remember, yeah, we go through hell, but in the sight of the Most High, this is nothing. And when we get into the kingdom, you know, Lord, when we're of the elect, we're gonna realize too what we went through wasn't that crazy. But because we were in these bodies, is what made it feel like it was like crazy, you know, which is a curse in itself.
Where's that one scripture where it says, there's a scripture that talks about that. You know? It says, but it talks about, you know, how pretty much I can't find it. Yeah. I might have it right here. I'll just look for it another time. You know? But it says right here, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself.
That's right.
You know?
We're constantly being proved right now. You're not done being proven until you're in the chariots, man.
Exactly, and this actually proves that when you're not going through hell, then how the hell is the Lord proving you, man? Right? Because a lot of these people who go to these churches, if you are living good and not going through hell, how is the Lord proving you, man? Because you gotta go through that fire in order for the Lord to prove you, right? It just makes sense.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, man, like, it almost sounds redundant what we're saying, but it's just true. You can't just expect to get into the kingdom when you have examples before you of men who are more righteous than you, who went through hell, and you being less righteous, because every generation we get worse and worse.
Yeah.
All right, you being less righteous, we're out here, and you living good, and you're gonna get in. Come on, man. Like, if you can't even connect those dots by yourself, there's no hope for you.
That's right. And it says, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
That's right, man. When the Most High comes down here and finally visits this wicked kingdom, the way we're going to be moving in this, like, remember a while ago, years ago, that lady there was something on the news where a lady had a dream, and the earth was dark, and then she said she saw lights all over the earth.
Yeah, it represented the elect,
It represented the elect. That's how we're going to be, man. We're going to be flying all over the place.
And this sounds like, you know, sci-fi, like a sci-fi movie or something, you know? But it's what we believe in, and this goes to show you that if you don't believe, man, okay, you won't get it, you know?
Well, sci-fi, that word, going back to science fiction.
Science fiction, yeah.
The thing is, fiction, they actually they contradict themselves, because the science they bring out in those movies are real.
Actually, yeah.
But they put fiction behind just to make you think that this is something just to think about.
True, exactly.
You know, conspiracy, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, no, this is real, bro. Like, they really be doing that.
They basically leave a gray area just so that just so that even if it's true, you still exactly, like, you still have the mindset, you know, that okay, you know, this is probably not true. Even if you actually think and you believe it,
you
know,
can see it happen. Like, this makes sense, but you're like, nah, that's again science fiction.
Exactly. You know, and that's how Esau does it, man. That's why Esau mixes and mingles with everything. He gives you a little bit of truth, but then he spits some lies out there. So therefore now, you know, if something was to actually happen, it's for real, because of all of the other shit that, you know, that has happened before that were false flags, you might think that this one also is a false flag.
It's all set up, man.
Everything is a setup,
Every little thing's a setup.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, don't think it to be a coincidence when you're talking about something, all of a sudden you see the advertisement on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Man, that be happening to me so much.
Yeah.
Where there's been a certain movie I went on to watch, my phone was off, and all of a sudden I turned my phone on.
And it's right there. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's Esau.
They
Esau's
hear everything. Yeah.
So we know. That's why I know you elites are watching the elders
Everything,
and watching everything. The apostles, the elders on down, man.
Yeah.
You know what we're speaking. You know, and you have all of us marked.
Yeah, they can tap into our phones, you know, you got Siri, you know, like sometimes, you know, like you would have your phone on, and before you even click on the camera, it's already pretty much showing your face in the background. It goes to show you that the camera is actually on at all times, man, and you know, and the voice recordings and everything, they can hear everything. So if you're thinking about something, or if you talk about something, because I remember this one time, I was talking about a certain movie, and I go on YouTube, and it's right there, man. I'm like, I didn't even search your stuff, because usually it's, you know, what you've been looking up, and it gives you recommendations, right? But I had no idea. I did not search this thing up. I talked about it, you know, to my other friend about it, you know, and it wasn't even up at my place. But guess what? My phone pretty much, you know, laid out everything that I was talking about, man. Was to show you that, you know, you're being heard at all times, man.
Absolutely, man.
You know, Black Mirrors, man.
That's a tough ass show.
Which is what? Technologies, right? You know, your phone is a Black Mirror. You know, your laptop is a Black Mirror. You know, your TV. Right, so that shows these with technologies, and that's how Esau does it, man. You know, that's why Esau is what? All about the mind. So he wants to advertise what he wants. So if you just talk about it, it's right there, man.
Which really goes back to him trying to be like the Most High.
Controlling you, yeah.
Because the Most High sees everything. The Most High, just like Esau right now, can hear you, and soon enough they're gonna try to even know your read your mind without you even knowing.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the Most High. The Most High sees everything, and he reads our mind and such. He controls us even. So Esau's trying to get. That's Esau trying to be like the Most High.
Yeah.
And through his blessing, which is the sword, which comes within technology, that's what he's trying to achieve.
Yeah. Exactly.
But he ain't gonna get it.
And it says, they shall judge the nation and have dominion over people, and their Lord shall reign forever.
That's right.
They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. And
the day that is talking about that is going to have the dominion over the people is talking about the other nations, these heathens. The they being Israel. Alright, because at first, the first part of it is going to be the elect of Israel is going to have dominion over, it's going to be the highest dominion over everybody. And under Yahushua and Yahweh. Then you have the rest of the Israelites over everybody in the whole world, all the other nations.
Exactly, and that goes to show that the people that are in Israel today are not the Israelites, because where is the Lord then? Because the Lord is going to rule with them. Their Lord shall reign with them.
Well, we're still going to have gravel here that's still waiting what's going on in the world.
You got the most, you know,
let's just cut that right away.
You know, like you got the most homosexual, you know, sodomites in that land, but they're the people, you know, of the Lord, and they're back into rulership. Are you fucking serious?
Come on. Rebel.
They represent wickedness to the fullest, to a T.
Yeah, that's right. The only reason why we'd be able to keep our rulership is because of Yahushua. We can't do nothing without Yahushua and Yahweh, or Yahweh.
And it says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him.
That's right. That's what it says, be faithful in love. What is love according to the scriptures? So, faithful in following his love is following his commandments, right?
Yeah.
And in this kingdom, you do it to the best of your abilities. That's all you can do. Right? That's why it makes no sense to be. That's why when people say, "Oh, the law is done away with," like with eating the pork thing, they say, "Oh, come on, you know, like he sees my heart." That's disrespectful, man. You really think the Most High and His Son is that laxy-daisy about His own law that you are gonna be able to be like, whatever, man? He'll still see my heart. When you work at a place and you run that place, your employees, if they don't take your laws seriously, all of a sudden you're not going to have a business anymore. So if you're to consider the same thought of the Most High, you really don't know him or love him. You're disrespectful.
Making a statement like that honestly just goes to show you that you are so comfortable that you don't fear the Lord's gonna get you, man.
Or
Right?
even when they tell us that we're overdoing it, you're trying to be overright. What do you mean? It's overrighteous to not eat pork?
You actually have control of that. You can control that.
come
You
on.
can choose not to eat it.
Like I had somebody actually tell me that you're being overrighteous when you're trying not to eat pork. I was like,
That's
you
crazy. You know?
Like you're actually like you're lazy.
That's
man.
not having a standard at all.
None whatsoever. That's lazy.
That's
man.
being
That comes
weak
from you
in the flesh.
Christians, man.
Huh. And that's why you Christians do anything.
Yeah.
And just say Jesus Christ and that's it. And you truly believe that that's it, man.
It's all what's in your heart.
Huh. That's right, man.
That's an excuse. Everybody uses you wickedness in their Christian.
Huh. That's right. And it says, and he has care, Salakia, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he has care for his elect.
That's right. For his elect. Not the whole world, but the elect chosen from the world.
Yeah. That's right. And it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
That's right.
For whoso despises the wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labor unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
That's right, man. You despise the wisdom and the nurture that comes with the wisdom. Because some of you, well, okay, you like I just did a video on being real. Okay, you have people who are for Israel, or who are for GMS and everything we're speaking, but they're basically just cheerleaders for us, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, all they'll do is they'll say, yes, Shalom, that was a great thing, that was
that's a
great,
great
but they're never actually out here doing
Yeah.
the work with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, so you'll accept the word, but you won't accept the nurturing that comes within the
Yep.
word, man. There's one thing just to know this and hear it. There's another thing to actually be nurtured and be brought up in it.
That's right, bro. That's right. That's right. And it says, their wives are foolish and their children wicked, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
That's right, man. You know, just like the brother said, man, you know, you got a lot of people like that who are cheerleaders. The reason why, you know, the scripture talks about it is because, you know, it happened back then too, man. You know? Really? You know, and that's what the scripture talks about. There's a reason why the scriptures, you know, brought it up, talking about people who love the Lord with their mouth, but with their hearts, they're far from the Lord, man.
Hearers
You
and
know?
not doers.
Yeah, be hearers of the words and not doers, only deceiving yourselves. You
Yeah.
know? Because when you just watch videos and you comment,
Or
you know,
be doers of
good
the
job,
words, not
kind.
hearers.
Oh, it's a lot, yeah. Be
Yeah,
you
it's all
do,
good.
yeah. You know, like when you do that, you know what I mean? It is like it doesn't mean nothing, man.
Yeah.
It don't mean nothing.
Right.
You know?
There's no weight, no value, man.
Kind.
No need. Like we're at a time now. Maybe in the beginning, okay, cool. You know, you had more patience in the beginning of everything. But when you come towards the deadline, everything needs to be speeded up. You work faster, you work more efficient. You know, you let go of any distractions.
Distractions, yeah.
So we don't need any more cheerleaders. Heck, we don't even need any cheerleaders
at
man.
all.
The apostles and the elders were doing this before they got fame on YouTube.
Kind.
So what do you think? Why do you think they would need any more of you guys to be like, you know, good job, good job? They already know they're doing a good job.
Yeah, we need the Lord's validation, not
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, exactly. I mean, more of you to be doing this work so we can get up out of here. Because some of you be out there be on the elect.
Yeah.
You know, some of you actually have the knowledge. Kabar said this. Apostle Kabar said, some of you actually have the knowledge. We're not even out here doing the work.
Yeah. You keeping it to yourself. You're fucking selfish, man.
That is selfish. And you know what, man? That takes, sometimes, and a lot of the time, that makes the Most High. The Most High will do something big for you to get into this thing, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes your cousin might get shot in the head right in front of you. Then you know, okay, holy shit.
Yeah, you know, well, you
You
know.
really want to wait until then?
Well, you know, there's a brother that shared a testimony of another guy, you know, that his brother worked with, you know, and the guy, you know, that his brother worked with was coming, you know, against, you know, his brother and talking about, you know, how, you know, like, roughly paraphrasing, you know, like we're going off and this and that, and you know, he doesn't believe, you know, like in the Most High, like this and like that, you know, and you know, the brother's brother, you know, pretty much told him, you know what, you know, you do you, I believe in the Lord, you know, and this and that. So, you know, a week later, you know, that one guy that was talking shit, you know, they were eating lunch, you know, because, you know, like,
He had a heart attack.
you know,
Yeah,
like, you know,
I heard that.
all of this happened at work, you know, and the nigga, you know, had a heart attack, man, right there, man, he was choking to death, man, you know, and then, you know, the
Rushed
brother,
to the hospital.
you know, rushed to the hospital, you know, and then, you know, the brother asked him, do you believe in the Lord now?
Yeah,
Yo,
when he
and the guy came back humble, saying, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, when he
You know
came
what I
back,
mean?
he was praying over his food.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the guy's like, you believe the Lord now? I was like, hell yeah. Because the guy wasn't praying before, now he's praying over his food.
Now he's praying over his food and shit.
That's crazy. Jig's funny.
You see that, bro?
The Lord will do that
That's
shit.
the
Because
Lord.
you know what the Lord did? Listen, if you're not of the elect, the Lord will probably just kill you. Or he'll just leave you be and have you destroyed in the end.
Yeah, but the Lord gave him a chance, right?
Exactly. If there's something about you or you have a chance when the Lord Most High punishes you close to death, but doesn't give you death.
Yeah.
It means that okay, I'm giving you a second chance.
Yeah.
You better
Right.
adhere to this.
Yeah.
And if you don't adhere to a second chance, that's it, man.
Yeah.
So we don't have time for cheerleaders. If you want to get into it, get into it. You know.
That's right, man.
And even if you're not doing the work, if you're out here every time the brothers are out here, and eventually they take you into the camp,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, get your ass out there if you're not ready to be a part of the camp.
Man, this is a war, man. We're an army. You gotta fight with your soldiers. You can't fight. You cannot be warm when your brothers are cold.
Yeah.
That's messed up, man. Even if you're not doing the work with them, you're listening with them in the cold.
Be out
At
there
the very
in
least.
the battlefield, yeah.
Come on.
Hey, guess what? In these movies, when they're going to war, some of them got camps where they got doctors, who are ready to help, when someone gets injured, man. So if you're, out there, I'm listen to this world, listen to this word inside your home, get out there with the brothers, man. Get out there with the brothers, that's also like a wrestler, like that also, pretty much shows, that you are out there with the brothers, man, in battle.
Exactly.
You might not be doing what they're doing, but you're a part of it, man.
In some way or form. You have some brothers when they watch the elders out there, they add a little bit what the elders are saying, the apostles are saying. You see them in the video. They add a little what they're saying.
And that's it. Hey, the scripture talks about being, among great men. Don't be talking a lot, man. Know your place.
Down here -30. Rip pants.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Where you at?
I was just right here, verse 13. It says, their offspring is cursed. Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which hath not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. And blessed is the eunuch, which with his hand hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against Yahweh Bashim Shai, for unto him shall be given a special gift of faith.
And let me say something. Yeah, that's beautiful. Let me say something. To you guys, when it says, blessed is him that hasn't imagined any wicked thing against Yahweh Shai, well, guess what? Yahweh Shai is in your fellow brethren.
Short 35 cents just for a coffee.
Sorry, man. I got nothing. Sorry, man. So if you're imagining wicked things against your brother, that's against Yahweh Shai too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because what you do unto the brothers, that's what you do to the Lord.
Exactly.
Good or bad.
That's right. But to them should be given the special gift of faith. A special gift because it's not given to
everybody. Yeah. Exactly.
That's it on that, eh?
There's a few more. And it says, an inheritance in the temple of the Lord more acceptable in his mind. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of the unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
They shall not come to their perfection.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the end goal is to reach that perfect, to reach that perfection.
Be ye perfect, even as I am perfect.
Exactly. So this is our attempt of being perfect by doing the work out here. Studying the word, making videos, enduring this wicked kingdom. That's our attempt of being perfect.
There's one more verse, and it says, it's like a 2 or 3. It's like a 3. It says, for though they live long, yet they shall be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor.
Yeah, that's right. All these rich people will be living forever, man. Especially you Rockefellers, you banking families, you live to your damn near 100, 90, 85 years old, which is a really special thing in this kingdom, because people mostly die around 60, 70. And though you live that long, It's not unto honor, man.
Con,
At your last days, you're going to be in slavery.
con, you know.
What honor is that?
Con, you know, and you know, there's a quote roughly paraphrasing that says that, you know, you're never dead until you're forgotten of, you know. So you might have people who in this truth that are dead, but their works will follow them, right? So therefore they're not forgotten of. So until you're forgotten of, then that's when you're actually dead, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? And it says, or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial.
Yeah, come on. That's right.
For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation.
That's right, man.
Horrible is the end of it, man.
That's right.
That was it for that chapter, you know?
So with that, we're going to close up. And we're going to say,
Allah, Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai. Yep.
the double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth.
Khan,
Death and destruction to the kingdom.
Khan.
Shalom.
Shalom, brothers.